welcome to an algebra video tutorial of working our way through linear equations. This video we're going to talk about parallel lines, what are parallel lines, how they work with linear equations, and just understanding what's going on here. So I've got a graph. Let's talk about what parallel lines are first from kind of a geometric point of view. So all parallel lines are lines that never cross. Lines that never intersect or cross. So you can see the parallel, another way to think about parallel is they're always the same distance apart. So they never get closer, they never are going to cross, no matter which direction you go. They're running parallel kind of side by side. Now, how we think of that in terms of everything we're doing with linear equations and slope and y-intercepts and forms of linear equations is what we see parallel lines have the same slope. So if we think about they never intersect, they never get closer, they never get farther apart, they're always kind of running parallel to each other side by side, that means their rate of change is the same. So think about a situation. If you have two people who are both riding their bike at 5 miles per hour, and we tried to graph it, it would be a parallel line. Any other situation? So they have the same slope, the same rate of change, so they're parallel. And what I wanted to do here is just even see that in this picture with my two parallel lines, we actually can calculate the slope for each one and find out that they're exactly the same. So let's go back to our slope formula. The slope is simply the change in x, or sorry, the change in y values, how much am I changing along my y values, divided by how much I'm changing along my x values, and we divide them to get an average rate of change. So change in y divided by change in x. So let's calculate the slope for the red line here, the slope for the blue line, and we'll actually show that our parallel lines have the same slope. All right, so starting at this point, it has the coordinates of -1, 2, 3, -4 for x value. But for y value, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Goes up 8. So there's my coordinates for that point. Whereas this point down here is over 2, up 3. So if I wanted to find the slope for the red line then is 8 minus 3, subtract my y values, divided by -4 minus 2, subtract the x values, and we get 5 over -6, or -5, 6. Now let's take a look at the blue line. Let's see what the slope is there. So here we got a point, -4, 3. And over here we've got 2, -2 at this point. So let's find the slope of that line. So I'm going to take 3 minus -2, subtracting my y values, and then -4 minus 2, subtracting my x values. 3 minus -2 turns into +5, 3 plus 2. And on the bottom, -4 minus 2 is -6. And we get the same exact slope. So they run side by side, parallel to each other. They're never going to intersect. We just found out that they both have the same slope. Both lines will go over 6 for a change in x, and when that happens, they both go down 5. And if they're both changing by the same amount, then they're never going to cross. So parallel lines, there you go. Big idea. If we have parallel lines, they have the same slope. And if you can show that two lines have the same slope, then you know they're parallel.